discussion of Atmavidyavilasa. I thought this third verse is really, really beautiful because in that it, in this verse, we see the student has merged with the knowledge, has become one with the knowledge. And by that same virtue has become one with the Guru. Because who is the Guru? The Guru is the one who has become one with the knowledge. The student has become one with the knowledge. The student has become one with the Guru. And the student is the glory of the extension of the Guru. The extended glory of the Guru. That is the better way of putting it. And and then why are these verses of praise for this Vidya being presented? Because they are these verses are like the mattress that gives good rest. So he is telling that this is just like, I want to just relax. In this, I want to fall back within myself and relax in these verses. That's why I'm writing these verses, because there is a deeper relaxation when you put something down on paper and when you really get into it. And so I'm just stitching a mattress. I'm filling the mattress for you so that you can also equally get a deep relaxation, because the mattress is everything, as we know. And in America, they have made such a big industry out of mattress, we cannot tell you. There is soft, there is hard, there is medium, and then in a double bed, there is soft on one side and hard on one side, because the person you're sleeping next to may want a hard side and you may want soft. And then suddenly there are mattresses who will change the soft into hard and hard into soft. Suddenly in the middle of the night you want it hard, then you just have one remote and keep clicking, and then you will do this. So as we know, the mattress is very important for sleep. Sleep means oneness. That's all it is. Sleep is just oneness, nothing else. Sleep is where you are one with Bhagavan. Sleep is a form of moksha about which you don't have any idea that it has come and gone. So, but here is a different kind of oneness. A oneness which is more of an awakening rather than a sleep. It's very, very beautiful. This oneness is the opposite of sleep. In sleep, you have no awareness at all. Here, you are all awareness. Nothing but awareness is there. You are nothing but awareness. You are not the body, you are not the senses, you are not the mind, but you are awareful, and you are just awareness, consciousness itself. In sleep, there is what is that? There is the fusion of subject and object. Here, there need not be any fusion of subject and object. Subject is there, I am very much there, objects are there, I can see them, but I am not affected by them. So that is, so the whole prapancha, the whole universe made up of these five elements does not have to cease in order for me to cease to be, in order for me to be myself, in order for me to have a rest from the travails and tribulations of samsara. This is not needed at all. Then what is needed? What is needed is something entirely different. What is needed is this, that the whole world can be exactly how it needs to be. My vision is without the travails of samsara. That I am a samsari, that I am subject to pain, subject to sorrow, that I am an idiot, all these notions have been taken away. These notions have been completely taken away. And when these notions have been taken away, what else is there other than one's own glory? That is exactly how this Atmajnanam is different from sleep. So, this is a mattress of relaxation where you sink into the glory of yourself deeper and deeper. Very, very nice, wonderful. And then, what is this mattress made up of? Because every mattress has to have some kind of a fluffy material, correct? It has to have some coils. What is that? Coils? Coiled mattress. And Pujya Swamiji, my guru, used to always say that the first coiled mattress was the one that Lord Vishnu lay on, Adi Shesha, in the form of the snake. And that is that is what he used to say. So it sometimes has coils, and it sometimes has fiber, and it sometimes has what is this, cotton, or something called silk cotton. There is a silk cotton tree that is there in India. So then, what else does it have? It can have some kind of down, feathers, or foam. All these things it has. Or sometimes it has a combination of all this because you want to make the mattress exactly right, and this is how you do it. And so, what does this mattress of self relaxation, where you fall back on and are just completely unworried, what is it made up of? The materials are given. The recipe to make this mattress of having good rest is given in verse number 4. निरुपमनित्य निरीहः निष्कल निर्माय निर्गुणाकारः विगलित सर्वविकल्पः शुद्धो बुद्धश्च कास्ति परमात्मा. Very beautiful. So what is this? What is this self? I am leaning on myself. Aham atma leenaha. See, here it is. In Sanskrit and in English, we have the same thing. Atma leena means leaning on the Atma. That is what it is. And so, what is this if I am resting in myself? And what is this Atma mattress? What does it look like? Atma mattress has no stress. Okay. So, first is it is incomparable, meaning it cannot be caught by words. It is undescribable as an object. It is undescribable as object means what? It is not something that can be that can be grasped by the sense organs or the organs of action or the mind. Why? Because it is you, the describer. The truth, the content of the describer is who is being talked about. So the describer cannot describe oneself as an object. So it is the subject, it is you. So then, Nirupama Nitya Niriha. Nitya. Nitya means always the same. Limitless. Always the same means without limits. Nitya. Doesn't change, doesn't age, no beginning, no end. Oh, this mattress is sounding wonderful. Incomparable. And then Nitya. And then Niriha means without any movement. It's just the same always. He's not restless. And you don't want a mattress that moves. Okay. Yeah, it should not keep going here and there. Then Nishkala. Nishkala means without any parts. Kala means aspects. Nishkala means no parts. And you don't want a mattress that has parts. Because then one part lumpy, another part clumpy, and then two mattresses have been taken and joined together, and then you are sleeping in the joint, right in the joint, not fun. So no parts. It's an eternal mattress of no part where you can just rest. And it is called Atma mattress. And you can just rest in the glory of this I. And this is what it is. Then it is Nirmayaha. Nirmayaha means free of any kind of delusion. Does not have even a whiff, even a lesha, even a slight remnant, a patina of what is that called? This ajnan. No ajnan. Maya, as far as the jiva is concerned, the meaning of Maya is the ajnanam connected to the I, centered on the I. So, when you talk of Maya with relevance to Ishvara, then it becomes all knowledge, the power to project and all these things. But here, when you talk of Maya with regard to Atma, with regard to the truth of the self, then Maya simply means Ajnanam, self ignorance. So, free of even a little bit of self ignorance, And what does it look like? I want to now see this mattress. I want to lie down on it. Tell me, it is twin mattress or it is single, double? What else is there? Queen and then king. Well, what kind of mattress is it? Well, sorry, it is nirgunakara. Its form is that which is free of all forms and free of any attributes. No, nirgunakar hai. We can also say nirguna hai plus nirakar hai. Nirgunakar hai. It is itself formless, and then because it is formless, it is free of all gunas. Gunas means attributes. Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. What is Sattva? Godliness, any kind of compassion, all these qualities which one strives to have, Sattva. Rajas, movement is called Rajas. Out of balance, it becomes restlessness, anger, etc. Tamas, inertia. And out of balance, it becomes slothfulness, laziness, resentment, sorrow, depression. All this is called tamas. So this is what it is. It is this I is free of the spell. It's not bound or it is not under the spell of the three gunas. That is very difficult. How? Because everything, Traigunya Vishaya Vedaha, the whole Veda and its subject matter, O Arjuna, Lord Krishna says, is uh, is subject to being influenced by the three gunas. You look at food, it has some guna or the other. You take fried food, it is what? Causes tamas. And garlic you take, it is tamas and rajas. And then something else you take, it is sattva. Like this it is, they or even food has these gunas, but the eye shines without the gunas because it is free of the spell of the gunas, because the gunas are not separate from the eye, but the eye is free of gunas. That is what it is. I is Ishvara who projects the gunas, but which is free of the gunas. And then Vigalita Sarva Vikalpaha, from which all choices, Vikalpa, choices, and mutations and differences are all just melted. Vigalita, from whom, from which I, all the choices, all the different sankalpas and vikalpas, all the different kinds of things have completely melted away. They have melted away. Vikalita sarva vikalpaha, from whom everything, all the concepts and notions have melted away. Because any notion you have puts you in the ocean of samsara. That is what it is. Because all notions are subjective. So this is not notional. So all notions have rested into which Atma, and that Atma which is free of all notions is what is being talked about. Vigalita sarva vikalpaha, shuddha, free of papa punya, buddha, all knowing. How is it all knowing? Because it is in the form of consciousness. I know I am, and that I know I am does never becomes I don't know. Even if you say, I don't know Chinese language, what do you say? I know, I don't know. And that first ontological I know never becomes I don't know. That's why it is Shuddha Buddha Atma. Always it is this. So, what does this Atma do? It is Chakasti, Chakasra Deeptau. That is the root. And it shines. What shines? Paramatma, Ishvara. So this Atma mattress I was going to describe, but then it has become Paramatma mattress. It has become a place, it has become Ishvara. That Ishvara in his or her essential form, that is free of all conceptions, incomparable, free of being having a name or a form, free of all vikalpas, and then free of papa punya, free of gunas. And this is how that Ishvara shines as what? As I. Ishvara shines as I, because I am also that same consciousness, free of form, free of name, and I am this Ishvara. The fourth one becomes actually a Mahavakya. indivisible, whole, untouched by anything. It is what it is. And so this is the mattress upon which I'm going to rest. Then we can say, wait. I have a question. Before you rested on this mattress and you made this mattress for yourself with the help of the Guru, you got this mattress, the Guru gave you this mattress to rest on in the form of this knowledge. What were you doing? Where were you? How did you get to this place? Because I also want to go to this place. स्वाविद्यैकनिबद्धः कुर्वन् कर्मणि मुह्यमानः सन् दैवाद्विधूतबन्धः स्वात्मज्ञानान् मुनिर्जयति. He says, I was also like you. I was not any different. I was also swa avidya ekanibaddha. I was also bound by my ignorance. I was shackled by
Samvik,
the
you can
chains of
share
my
the screen perhaps.
ignorance. Completely shackled. And then what happened?
Samvik, you can share the screen perhaps.
Sorry?
You can share the screen perhaps.
Oh, I thought I was doing it, because I was looking at it. I thought everybody is looking at it. Sorry. We'll do that right away. Swavidya, one's own ignorance. You cannot blame the ignorance on the neighbor. Baddha, bound. And why does it have a binding? Why does one's own ignorance have a binding action? It has a binding action because it binds you to certain pressures. It binds you to wrong notions and understanding. And because of these wrong understandings, you have desires to fulfill those, to overcome those wrong understandings. And the pressure to accomplish that, there are desires. And those desires in turn create a pressure in order to be serviced. The desire wants to be immediately fulfilled. And then that's why it is a bondage. What is that? We avidya shrinkhala, avidya kama karma shrinkhala, a chain of this avidya, which leads to kama, which leads to karma. This is action, and so this is the baddha. So the one who was bound, what was this person doing? Kurvan karmani muhyamanasan, keeping, karmani, all the works. Kurvan, keeping on doing the various actions. How? Out of a sense of delusion. Because every action has a result, and I am a karma phala hog. This is what the person thinks. I want the results of action, and for wanting the results of action, I am going to keep on doing the actions. And then what can interrupt this? Nothing. Muhyamana, this is a delusion. Because I'm not an agent of action, that is what the Upanishad says. And I'm not an actor, I'm not the recipient of the results of action either. And so, but still I'm continuing to do the action means what? There is a sense of delusion. Muhyamana san. And Daivad means out of the grace of Bhagavan. That is Daiva. Purva Punya, Purva Karma, because of previous karma and because of the grace. What is this grace? We talk of fourfold grace. Guru's grace. The Guru accepts you as a disciple and teaches you, even though the Guru may have other things to do, and just out of a sense of compassion. That is grace. Then, then we have Ishvara's grace, which brings forth the Guru's grace. How did you meet the Guru in the first place? Bhagavan's grace. Correct? And then we have the grace of the Shastra. That I can, that I can read something on a screen share and then understand it. That itself is a great act of grace. Shastra Kripa. Kripa means grace or Anugraha. Shastra Kripa, Guru Kripa, and then what else? The Guru's grace, Shastra's grace, Ishvara Kripa, and then Atma Kripa. I have to let this teaching in. If I have no trust with regard to these teachings, and if I don't listen to this inner call for this knowledge and to change the way I have been going about my life, then I'm not allowing myself. The best of the gurus can come and sit, but I will not listen. The best of the teachers can come and teach me, but it will not go in. Because of these four graces, Daivat Vidhuta Bandha, the person, because of these four graces operating simultaneously, the person is freed from the bondage. Ishvara's grace brings forth a live guru who is ready to teach, and then that teacher awakens in one a love for the learning of the Shastra, and the Shastra starts to speak. And then one then comes back and brings to this medley one's own grace in the form of the receptivity. Then Svatma Ajnanat Vidhuta Bandha, one is freed of self ignorance. And then, as a result of this teaching, and then what Munihi, the contemplative one, Jayati, is victorious over what? Over the self ignorance. And how did you get free of this self ignorance? The next few verses talk about the how this knowledge takes place. Very beautiful. Let us see. मायावशेन सुप्तः मध्ये पश्यन् सहस्रश स्वप्नान् देशिकवचः प्रबुद्धः दिव्यत्यानन्दवारिधौ कोऽपि. Sleeping because of Maya. Maya means ajnana. Sleeping the sleep of self-ignorance. What do you mean sleeping the sleep of self ignorance? Not awakened to one's own glory, not awakened to the fact that all that is here is nothing but myself alone. Or you can say all that is here is Ishvara and I am that Ishvara. That is also okay. But all that is here is non separate from me. The one who is not understanding and the one who is completely aloof to that means sleeping. Avidya, Nidra, Supta. So, sleeping the sleep of ignorance. And why? Because of Maya. Because one is not awakened to one's glory. Why? Because Atma Ajnanam. Simple. Then, in this, Pashyan Sahasrashah Swapna, and dreaming all kinds of dreams. In the sleep of ignorance, what kind of dreams will be? The dreams will be nightmares. Oh my God, something is going to happen in the future. Somebody called me one day and said, why is nothing wrong in my life? It's creeping me out. Sachi baat hai. Somebody called and said, how come I'm very worried? I said, what happened? Nothing is wrong. That's why I'm worried. It's like a calm. So this is what it is. Even when everything is all right, the jiva is keeping on conjuring up a nightmare. Something bad is about to happen. I know it. I have a premonition. At this rate, something will happen. You know, Lakshmi will tell Vishnu, just send him some karma. He's waiting for it. He's anxious already. Send him something in advance. Then it becomes a self fulfilling prophecy. Or the mm, but why do you always talk of nightmares? All right, let's talk of a pleasant dream. Oh, I'm going to win the lottery, and then I'm going to get a nice house. Then I'm going to get a nice spouse, and then I'm going to have children, and they will all be playing in this nice house, and then we'll live happily ever after. This kind of dream. It's a projection. This is what it is. Dream here means if the sleep is of self ignorance, the dream is a projection. That's all it is. So, the two kinds of projections pravritti, positive projections or objects towards which I am attracted and I run, or nivritti, things I run away from. like a snake, like fears, all these things I run away from. These are the only two kinds of dreams. Positive projection, dream in the form of a positive projection, dream in the form of a negative projection also. These are the two kinds of dreams. And then I was going through, I was kind of shifting in the nightmare and then going back to this terrible kind of a sleep. And then the sleep of the dead, actually. And then I was getting up disoriented, seeing another dream and turning over and sleep of the dead again. And then I heard some words and I was shaken up. I was shaken awake by the teacher's words. The teacher's words were like a tap on the shoulder or a shaking of the shoulder. Deshika vachaf prabuddha. So I have become now Deshika vachaf prabuddha, means the one who is awakened by the teacher's words. So the teacher's words, when you want to wake somebody up, what do you say? You call out their name. Hmm? You say, come on, wake up. But here the teacher called out my name. It was a different name. It was not my own name. But why did I wake up? I should wake up only when my name is called. Well, to tell you a secret, I always wanted to be known by that name. Oh, you sinless one. Oh, you beautiful one. Oh, you one without a second. Oh, Bhagavan. This is how the teacher called out to me. Oh, Atma, without any problems, free of guilt, free of hurt, free of fear, free of pain, free of sorrow, you are. Actually, secretly, that's how I was longing for someone to call me. But they gave me some name, and then on top of that, some pet name. And in ancient, not so ancient actually, in about 20, 30 years ago, even 50 years ago, there was still child mortality was there. And then because of that, mm, children would sometimes unexplained, health care was not very advanced. Unexplained, the children would just pass away. And then after the child had died, when the next child was born, the parents were very this thing, frightened that this child will also be taken. So the whole idea was to give the child a terrible name so that you don't fall in love with it too much. And not only you, but whatever forces are there, the inimical forces which are in the form of devatas, your own karma you can make in the form of a devata. So those devatas are not attracted to it. Oh, Gundu, something you call it, And in Karnataka, there's one, the common name, only among the elders, Kallappa, something like that, stone, oh, Gundu, like this, like that, you call. And then the evil eye will not be on the child. But then you ask Mr. Gundu, do you like your name? He will say, not at all. My parents must have been out of their minds. Why did they name me like that? But here the teacher calls by a beautiful name. One of the many, 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 many names of the Atma, endless names of Atma you can have. The one that is free of papa punya. You who are free of papa punya, please wake up. You who are beautiful inside and out. You who are incomparable, wake up. You who cannot be enclosed in the form of a thought, wake up. You who are free of sorrow, wake up. You who are free of strife, wake up. You who are free of pain, wake up. You who are free of any kind of jealousy, so fear, wake up. This is the opposite of a lullaby. It's a wake-a-by. Yeah. In Sanskrit, we call it Suprabhatam. This is how in any temple the presiding deities are woken up. We say, because of you only the morning takes place. Because of you, the sun shines. Because of you, everything comes to be. Because of you, the rivers flow. Because of you, the wind blows. Please wake up and set all these things into motion. Don't do this to us where you withdraw your life force from this universe. Very beautiful. So every temple will have this Suprabhatam. Bhatam. And here, for this wretched jiva, sleeping, sleeping the sleep of ignorance and drooling the drools of desires, wants and don't wants from the side of the mouth constantly, and then seeing all kinds of futuristic projections or past dejections, all the time reliving the past in the form of nightmares. The teacher composes a suprabhatam in the form of this knowledge, which is now before us in the form of these verses. The teacher's suprabhatam, the teacher's opposite of a lullaby. What did we call it? Wake-a-bye. So the teacher's wake-a-bye wakes one up. Deshika vachaha, deshika vachanat, prabuddha. Deshika vachaf prabuddha. Divyati. Then the person woke up. No, what, how, in the beginning, the person was like, what's going on? What's happened? Very disoriented. What? Suddenly, shaken up, woken up. And then, oh, thank God you woke me up from that terrible recurring nightmare of being born again and again and again, of having karmas and having karma phalas, and of being responsible for so many people and doing all things to them, and then them never saying thank you, and then you being all on your own. Everything is dysfunctional and everything is upside down. Oh my God, finally the world is right side up. There is one childhood story in India where the spider, the spider, the baby spider and the mummy spider are on the ceiling, okay? And the baby spider tells the mummy spider, Mom, why is everything upside down? So cute, you know? But that baby spider is the jiva, really. That is the upalakshana, a metaphor for the jiva, who himself is upside down, but who thinks the whole world is upside down. So you are topsy turvy. You are in a permanent headstand. And then you think, oh, everything is upside down. The teacher, in waking you up, writes the whole world. Oh, thank God, now I can dance because the whole world is not upside down. I'm not afraid of falling. Divyati Ananda Varidhau. So first I was drowning in samsara. Now I am just, on a nice raft, on the raft of the Upanishadic knowledge, sipping a tall, cool something, the verses of Atmavidyavilasa drink, and then just floating on the ocean of samsara. But samsara is not touching me, even though I'm bobbing up and down on it. Before I was drowning. Before I was frowning, then I was drowning. Now I'm just floating very nicely. Oh, but what if a big wave comes? I know it's a dream. I have been awakened from that dream. The wave cannot dislodge me. Oh, but you may fall off the raft. The raft is as though the raft is really a craft of the imagination. It's an as though raft. I don't need a raft. I am the raft for the whole universe. I don't need a raft. This is just the beauty of poetry that the author is imagining that the one is on a raft of self knowledge, and actually I'm adding to that imagination. It's just about being on the waters of samsara without going glub, 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 glub. Let's take one more. Let's take the next one as well.
Swamiji, do you want to take questions?
स्वीकृति निज रूप सच्चिदानन्दः गुरुवर करुणापाङ्गाद् गौरवमासाद्यमाद्यति प्राज्ञः. How did you get this way? How are you now just drinking the tall, cool drink called Atmavidyavilasa? That is the name of the drink. You are on the raft of self knowledge and just floating on the ocean of samsara. Actually, I correct myself, on the notion of samsara, not the ocean of samsara. So, how? How do you do this? Well, I had to take off something. I had to take off something. What did you have to take off? Prakrita bhavam, apasya, asitva, having thrown off, cast off. Having cast off prakrita bhava. What is this prakrita bhava? Bestial tendencies. Not my best tendencies. Yeah, very fine, fine difference here. Oh, bestial tendencies means those tendencies that are the best. No. Bestial means beastly. Ah, now I understand. Okay, good. Beastly tendencies. Chindi, bindi, the whole world is divided into two. Mine and what else? Not yet mine. Soon to be mine. Asuric tendencies. Snatch this, get that. And this is seen everywhere. Even in the airport, you see these asuric tendencies. One person will be sitting, three bags in the next three seats. All their bags. The bags can go on the floor. It is a crowded place near the gate. Still 1 hour more for the flight to that flight to board, and people are sitting. Some people are elderly, looking for a place to sit, and this person is eating their popcorn or whatnot with two seats free right next to them, or one free seat on either side free, and then they have just, what should I say, uh, expanded themselves by putting various bags. We see the bags and think somebody, they are saving the seat for somebody. Half the people think that and they don't even ask. And then if somebody goes and asks, then very reluctantly, with a little mental, disturbance, they will slowly remove the bag. What a, what a thing. This is Prakrita Buddhi. One seat you take, yes, you occupy. No problem. That is, you are entitled to that in an area, in a lounge near the gate, no problem. You sit. But then you take up the table, you take up the chair next to this, you take up the seat next to that. That is called taking up more because you want your personal space. And this is all Prakrita Buddhi. Snatch and take this from somebody, take that from somebody, don't give back, take. This is one aspect of Prakrita Buddhi. Prakrita Buddhi is also taken everything wrongly. This one doesn't like me, that one doesn't like me, and so the reactivity is Prakrita Buddhi. And then swiping at somebody, "Meow," like a cat, Prakrita Buddhi. And then and growling like a dog, protecting one's territory, Prakrita Buddhi. And kicking like a donkey if anybody comes near, Prakrita Buddhi. So this time blessed with a human birth, but all the donkey birth and the monkey birth, restlessness, donkey birth, kicking tendency, dog birth, territoriality, cat birth, revengefulness, all this has not gone. So all that has to be cast away for the teachings of the Guru to be internalized. So Prakrita Buddhim. No, it doesn't say Buddhim. What does it say? Bhavam. Prakrita Bhavam. Uh, apasya. Having cast off this, I have to do inner work to cast off these kinds of tendencies. Svikrita. Then I first cast off, and then only I have the ability to accept what is my true self. If I'm clutching on to the false self of these bestial tendencies, then how will I catch on to the real self? I will not be able to catch on to that. Even if 100 gurus were to come and tell me, I will not be able to catch on to that. And so Svikrita means having accepted, having been in acceptance of one's own nature, and Nijarupa, one's own nature. As what? Satchidananda. I am not this body, I am not the mind, I am much less my samskaras or my vasanas from previous births. What am I? I am the source of all existence, Sat. Sat from which all this has come. Sat by which all this is sustained. Sat unto which everything goes back. That is called Sat. And that Sat is in the form of Chit. It is not first Sat then Chit. The Sat that is Chit. That source of existence which is sentient. It is not a jada sat, it is not a sat that is dead. It is a sat that is sentient, all knowledge, alive, and which is limitlessly existent, which is limitlessly knowledgeable. That is who I am. I am the Satchidananda Atma. And when will I know this? When I give up these bestial samskaras and tendencies, the subjective projections, when I give up, and when I am living in this objectivity, then the words of the teacher, who woke me up from this slumber, I delight in that and I understand that. And the words of the teacher speak to me. So, स्वीकृत निजरूप सच्चिदानन्दः गुरुवर करुणापाङ्गात्. Guruvara Karuna Apangat. Apanga means many things, but here it means the Kataksha, the sidelong glance. Even the Guru mistakenly looks at me on the side. Just a little sidelong glance is enough for me to forget and discard the Prakrita Buddhi. Discard fully the Prakrita Buddhi and then become Samskrita. Samskrita means well taught by the Guru and understand myself as Satchidananda. Guruvara Karuna Pangad Gauravam Asadhya. Asadhya means apanna, gaining. Gaurava means Guroho Bhava, becoming great, becoming the same as the Guru in knowledge, that in understanding. What the Guru knows, I know. Guru knows I am Brahman, the Guru knows. Then I also know I am Brahman, I am Satchidananda. I become the same as the Guru. And the Guru is Satchidananda, I am Satchidananda. Where is the Guru? Where is the Shishya? Nothing is there. It's all just the greatness alone, which is Satchidananda. Having gained that, Prajna, the knowledgeable one, Madhyati, rejoices, dances, and rejoices. Now we can stop here. There is a lot more that is not talked about, and I'm going quickly because this is, first of all, an advanced, text, and it assumes we know a lot. And I'm going with that assumption. And so we will hopefully study it at length some other time. Verse by verse we can study, but this much is enough for now. And we will stop here. And if anybody has any questions, you can ask the questions.
Thank you, Swaminiji. Viewers, you can post a question in Q&A box.
Yeah,
If
there
you're
is
watching on
Q&A
YouTube,
box. Yeah.
yes, if you're watching on YouTube also, you
Sorry, I
can
couldn't
post
hear.
the question.
Please repeat.
Uh, Viewers, if you are on YouTube, watching on YouTube also, you can post the questions on YouTube. I will take it up and ask Swaminiji. Swaminiji will wait for a few minutes for
Sure,
any
sure.
questions to come
We'll
up.
wait. Yeah.
Yes. Uh, Swamiji, as we are waiting, it comes to my mind that this text is a rather than a composition, it appears to be more of a spontaneous outpouring of Sadashiva Brahmendral in a particular state. I think he mentions that in the beginning that he's composing it to abide in Atman. So it appears to me to be indication that it was a spontaneous outpouring rather than a intellectually thought out composition. What
Yeah.
are your thoughts?
Yeah. You are absolutely correct. Because you see, at this level, there is no difference between the intellect and the heart. It's all one. And the spontaneous outpouring is a very good way to put it. Because when one is in this depth of abidance, whatever comes out is just that knowledge, and it will come out in many many forms. And he has a kind of a the work has a kind of framework. You see a certain framework which I'll talk about in the next session, in the evening session. But interestingly enough, that framework itself is very loose, and it goes back and forth. There's a lot of jumping. So definitely, yes. But it's not that he was in a trance and he composed this, but this is how he was like all the time. Yeah.
Yes. I I think there is an anecdotal story about how sometimes he was floating on the Kaveri River or sitting like a madman in the banks of the river. And once
Yes, yes.
somebody complained to his guru that see what he is doing, your Shishya has to rein in. So the
Yeah.
guru said, uh, if only I had attained that state
Yes,
that he is
the
in.
guru got up and clapped his hands. Oh, good, wonderful! He is acting like a madman, and we'll see a few more verses of what this mad person acting is like. And there is another, there is a very interesting when you told about this anecdote with the guru. Another guru anecdote is also there, where in the beginning he was so brilliant and he defeated everybody in debate. Everybody he defeated in debate. And then after that, the guru, and he was a little condescending about it. He was like, aha, you don't even know this much. And then he was always talking. And then the guru one day said, Sadashiva, when are you going to keep quiet? Right now, master, he said. And he stopped talking completely. And he would just, and that is amazing. That's really amazing. He was completely silent. Stop talking, because this is what my guru wants, and there is something to learn from this. Just so amazing.
I think so many things to learn from this, all these great
Yes,
people
yes, yes,
that has walked on this land.
right.
Swaminiji, do you think it will be correct to say that this text meditation and reflection upon to as a text manual for reflection?
Yes, it is a Nididhyasana Grantha. We have in the tradition, we have what is it called, prakarana granthas, which basically systematically lay out the vision of the Upanishad, and what it takes to gain this, how to approach the guru, what are the pedagogies, everything is given. Or we have manana granthas like the Advaita Makaranda, which is for kind of a meditation, where you can just sort of look at the logic, with the help of some logic which is anukula, shruti anukula yukti, a logic that is going along with the shruti you can use, and kind of internalize the teachings mentally, because some people want that. And then this is a nididhyasana grantha, where you just relax and abide in this. But also it can be used as a teaching of what is this knowledge, that also we can use.
Thank you, Swaminiji. We
Thank
have
you very
not.
much. And I think I won't stop for questions, because I think these are all Vedanta students. They won't have much questions. If they have, we will see. Okay.
Yes, I
Yeah. And
think
then,
at the last minute we have received one question. I'll
oh,
just read it out.
okay.
Who is an Avaduta? We often say that even Chandrasekhar Bharati was an Avaduta and others such as Sridhar Swami was Avaduta. Can all enlightened be called Avadutas?
Yeah, well, you see, we already talked about this. Maybe you joined a little late. Yeah, Avadhuta means the one who has no regard uh, for the society, whose knowledge is firmly established in that knowledge. One goes around without any regard for the society. For the Avadhuta, there is no rules. They have given up also the rules. They have given up the concept of sannyasa, even if they have taken it. And often they won't wear clothes, etc., etc. And so, yes, Chandrasekhara Bharati is there, and other examples, Sridhara Swami, and all of them. So, Avadhutas are enlightened, but all enlightened beings need not be Avadhutas. This way we can take it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Swaminiji,
Thank you very
for
much.
the wonderful
Yes, see you
session.
again in the evening. Take care.
Yes.
Om Tat Sat. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaga Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you, Nitin. See you later.
Thank you, Swaminiji.
Om
Yes.
Om.
Uh,
Om Tat.
Viewers, don't forget to log in the evening at 6 p.m. and we will meet again in the evening. Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha.
Om Om.